Howdy, Basic Math 7 people. Today we are doing the third part of the discount and markup of the chapter. These are the story problems. We're only doing the first 8, okay? So today, in this video, I'm gonna help you set up each one of these and then you can carry out the math to finish it off, okay? So if you can think through it and get it done, good job. Now, there's a lot of things we have to watch out for and think about, and we'll talk about it through each one as we do. Remember, there's always going to be an old price, a percent of change, an amount of change, and then a new price somewhere along the line. So let's go through these. The first couple of ones should be relatively simple. So let's look at number 1. It says a basketball backboard set sold for $79. Well, let's put that up there, okay? Is discounted at 15%. Okay, so then we find out what the new price is. All right, this is a relatively pretty simple problem. We have an old price, we have a percent of change, okay? So in order to find the amount of change, we take the old price times the percent of change, and that will give us the amount of change. Okay? So, in order to find that out, and we are discounting. So whatever the amount of change is, we're going to then subtract that from the old price. So at the end, we're going to take the old price and subtract the amount of change from it. All right, I'm just using letter symbols for the information now. So, because like I said, a lot of this is all formula kind of stuff. Now we substitute in the numbers. The old price, or the original price, is $79. So we put that in. The percent of change in this is 15%. Remember how we changed that to a decimal? That means we move the decimal over 2 places. Okay? So, we're going to take 79 times 0.15, and that will give us what the amount of change is, and we'll put that in right there. And then at the end, we're going to take the old price, subtract the amount of change, and give us a dollar sign on that. Okay? So that's how we do number 1. It's all set up there. Everybody take a look at that. If you need to pause and write this down on a piece of paper and then figure it out, do that right now. We're moving on to number 2. Number 2 says, a parka that sold for $65, okay, that could be the old price, is marked up to $70.20. What is the percent of markup? Okay. So in this situation, we know the old price and we know the new price, $70.20. So it's like problems number 3 and 4 up in our class exercises. So what we do first is we take the old price and the new price and subtract the smaller one from the larger one. So we start off by taking $70.20 and subtracting $65. That will give us the amount of change. Okay? So then, to find the percent of change, we take the amount of change and divide it by the original or the old price, which is $60. So this number goes up here, and then we divide by $65. It will give us some kind of answer. Whatever that answer is, you multiply that times 100, and then that will give you your percent. Okay? So, and it won't be a decimal percent. All right? So this answer will give you a decimal right here, something in a decimal. And then you will multiply it times 100 or move the decimal to the right twice to get your percent. Take a look, stop, pause it if you need to, write this down, and then fill in the blanks where the amount of change is. Okay? This answer will go here, that will be multiplied times 100, and that will give us our percent, and you need to put it as a percent. Okay, that's number 2. Going on to number 3. A stereotape deck is sold for $235. Okay. Was on sale at $202. Okay. What's the percentage discount? This is the same setup as the last problem. We're going to take the bigger one, in this case it's the original price, and subtract the sales price because they discounted it. That will give us the amount of change. The amount of change will then go over or be divided by the original amount, which was $235. That will give us a decimal answer. And then we multiply that times 100, and it will equal, once again, that will give us our percentage answer of change. That's how much discount they did. Okay? Fill in the numbers. Take these, subtract, put that number here, divide the top number by the bottom number. It'll give us a decimal. Multiply that times 100, and that will give us our percent. Okay? Just fill them in. Pause if you need to write this down. We're moving on. Number 4. At the end of the summer sale, an air conditioner sold for $310. Was discounted at 21%. What is the sale price? Okay, they gave us the original price and they gave us the percent. This one is like number 1. We're going to take this times the percent, which is changed to a decimal. That will give us the amount of change. Okay? Whatever that is, then we're going to take the original price, and in this situation, it was discounted. So we subtract the amount of change from the original price, and that'll give us the new price. Just as simple as that. Pause if you need to write that down. Now we're moving on to number 5. It says, because of an increase of 8%, okay, there's an 8% increase, in wholesale prices, a shoe store had to mark up its new stock by the same percent. What was the new price of a pair of shoes that sold for $24.50? They gave us the original price. This is just like the last one. Instead of a discount, though, this is a markup. So we're going to take $24.50 times, change my 8% to a decimal. Move the decimal 2 places over, so it's 0.08. That gives me the amount of change. Then I take the original price, $24.50, and add the amount of change this time because we're marking it up. And then we got the new price of the shoes. Okay? This one was number 5. Pause. Here we go. Number 6. A department store has a sale on gloves. The sale price is 18% less than the original price, resulting in a savings of $2.97. Okay, this is our amount of change here. Okay, what's the original price of the gloves? What's the sales price? Okay, so this has to do with problems that are like 7 and 8 yesterday. In these, we're going to take the amount of change and divide it by the percent, which we changed to a decimal. That will give us the original price. Now, our problem said that 18% less than, that means at the discount. So once we find our original price, we're going to subtract the amount of change from that. Okay, so we do this part, 2.97 divided by 0.18, get the original price, and then subtract the amount of change, because we got, and that would give us our new price. So in this answer, we want the old price and the new price answer, because that's what it wants to know. It says, what's the original price? That's what this is. And then what's the new price? That's what we get when we subtract those. That should be the new price. So there's answer number 1. Here's answer number 2. 2 answers for number 6. Circle both of them. Okay. Moving on. Number 7. A coat that originally cost $40 was marked up 50%. During the sale, the coat was discounted 50%. What was the sales price? Okay, so this is kind of a two-stepper kind of a problem. We have to do the first part to get the answer to do the second part. Okay? I'll walk you through the whole first part and do that one with you, okay? This one's pretty easy. We find the amount of change here. 40 times 50%, which we change to a decimal, which becomes 0.5. So I'm going to take 40 times 0.5. Got my calculator here. You can use it if you want. And I got 20. Okay? That makes sense. Half of 40, 50% of 40 is 20. So I'm going to mark that up by adding it back to the original amount. That makes $60. Okay? Now, the trick is that now we're going to discount. We aren't discounting 40%. That was $40. That was our original price. We have a new original price. It's $60 now. What's 50% of $60? So you're going to take 60 times 0.5. That will give us a new amount of change. And then we're going to subtract it now. We added when we marked it up here, but on the second half, you have to subtract. This is the new price they want to know. So you're going to subtract the amount of change there. I'm going to leave that second half for you to do. Okay? If you can do logically and think, what's half of 60, you'll know what the amount of change is before you multiply it. Okay? All right. There's how we do number 7. One more. Number 8. Here it is. A 7% sales tax was added, sales tax added $3.15. Okay? If we added something, it's not the original price or the new price, it's an amount of change, okay? To selling price of a pair of ski boots. What was the selling price and what was the total price? Okay, this one's like number 6, okay? So on this one, what you got to do is you take the amount of change and divide it by the percent changed to a decimal, which we move the decimal 2 places to the left when we change percents to decimals, and that's what we get. So this will be the old price. One more time, it wants to know both of them, okay? What's the old price? And then you're going to come back and take the amount of change, which was $3.15, and add it back to get the new price, okay? So old price, change it, add, put it to new price, add that number and get a new price. And so this is answer number 1 on number 8, and this is answer number 2 on number 8. Okay, good luck on those. If you have questions about these for tomorrow, you can give me a holler and say, hey, listen, didn't quite understand how to do something like that. We can walk through this again, okay? Hopefully all of you will be there for my Zoom meeting tomorrow and that you're listening to this video. Okay, good luck on today's lesson.